like whether I'm like someone's battery pack, someone's like inspiration, like somebody's like the person that someone always has a smile on their face, you feel me? Like the person that always picks somebody up, the person someone can always count on. Like I'm just always like, I've always been like that like person. So it's like, I don't necessarily know exactly like when I get to that point what I'm gonna do, but I do know that I'm like one of the most genuine people that I know.
Lowkey MTL.
So this whole thing came together because my new great friend Dan, who owns 10 acres, which is like, they put together like shows, you feel me, and promote them, like creating a whole experience, whatever.
Yeah.
But we met online, whatever, through like Instagram, and they came down from here to Philly, which is where I live now. And they threw my first headline show down there. So you feel me, the show, it went well. That shit was lit. So
How'd
they
you
just
connect with Dan?
how did me and Dan connect? I think I got connected to Dan through my friend Daystar.
Okay.
Cause they were already connected, and I think Dan found out about me through my friend Daystar, so that's how we connected. And we were putting together a show, and eventually, like, it just kind of turned into my headlining show.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so, yeah, we threw that show, and then it went well, so they wanted to have me up here, so they just asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, and I was like, yeah, for sure.
And it was your first time coming to Canada, you said?
Yeah, first time to come to Canada, first time in Montreal, yeah.
Does it, like, because I was literally at Philly, like, a couple of weeks ago for work, but it was my first time in Philly, and I was, like, looking around, and I was like, yo, this is, like, crazy. It's, like, it's similar to Montreal.
You think so?
Like, just, like, the like, tightness of the city.
Okay.
Because like everything's so like narrow and tight.
Yeah, it is very like tight.
Yeah. Like if someone has to like take their groceries out, you gotta like wait. You're waiting.
It really does. It depends where you are. Like some places are tighter than others, but it is pretty tight.
I was only in South. Like I was near the
South Philly gets tight.
The financial field stadium there.
Yeah, I would say like South Philly, and then like near like Center City gets pretty tight too. Like the streets.
Yeah.
It's hard to like park, you know what I mean?
Like, trust.
Your car might get a little fucked up.
Yeah. You're risking it. Yeah, you can't have a nice car out there.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point, you know?
Yeah.
But you were born in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, so I was born right outside of Atlanta in Gwinnett.
Okay.
And then when I was like, I want to say
15?
like 3 years old? Nah, when I was
I read that at 15 you moved to Philly.
Philly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk you through it.
Okay.
So I was born in Gwinnett, and then like when I was like 3 years old, I moved to, I was born in Gwinnett, and when I was 1, I moved to Sacramento. And from like being 1 years old to like 3 or 4, I lived in Sacramento, California. And then I moved back to Georgia, and I lived in a suburb in Atlanta called Sandy Springs. And I lived there for like 7 years. Yeah, because that was like elementary school through 6th grade. And then in 7th grade, I moved to Covington, Georgia, which is like an hour away from the city. And then, when I was 15 in 10th grade, then I moved to Philly, where I'm at now.
Okay.
And I also lived in LA for a year ago. And then went back to Philly,
But that was more for music, I guess?
Oh, yeah, kind of. I mean, not kind of, it was for music for sure, but like.
But when you were younger, like, why were you moving around a lot?
I mean, my mom she's from Sacramento, you feel me? So that's where her side of the family's from.
Right.
But I have a lot of family in Atlanta. So when I was young, there was a lot of back and forth between like Cali and shit. Yeah, and then the move from Sandy Springs to Covington happened because my mom got married. So when she got married, we moved to my stepdad's house, and he was an hour away. And then I moved to Philly to play, because I played basketball. The school I went to and the high school I went to in Georgia, there was a 6'5", 6'6" point guard named Ashton Haggins. I think he's like in the NBA or D League right now, some shit. But he's fine, needless to say, you feel me? He was ranked, so I didn't have a spot on that team. So I moved up to Philly so I could play basketball for the high school my dad was zoned for.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And then like, do you like still like
Hoop?
dabble in the hoops? Yeah.
Nah, I haven't picked up a basketball in like probably like a year, bro, honestly. Or that's a lie. Maybe not a year, but I don't play no more. Like I want to, I just never find time for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I still love it just as much. Like I still love it. Still like watch basketball highlights all the time. I'm like still a freak at 2K, you feel me? Like I still love basketball, but I just don't really play like that anymore. So low key, I've always like been into music, like when I think about it. Cause when I was like 3 years old, I used to play the piano with my grandpa, like sit on his lap, play the piano with him and shit.
Okay.
My grandpa played piano. And
do you have like other family members that have background in music?
I have a cousin named Sweet Tea. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's like she came up like with Jay-Z and them.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, in New York. Yeah.
Right.
She's like a legend in her own respect.
I feel like I've heard of that name before.
Yeah, you might have. It's like she's before my time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know about her because that's my family. But she is like, you feel me? She's really tapped in. Like she's really a legend. If you know about her, then you know what I mean?
Are you still like connected with her?
We don't really talk like that, but like that's family. You know what I mean? Like I could always like get in contact for sure.
What's your nationality? What's your background?
That's a great question. I don't know.
You don't even know.
Unfortunately, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know like
Have you thought about doing the 23andMe test thing?
No.
Or is that too sketchy?
no. And the thing is like honestly for me, bro, a big reason that I don't be doing that shit is because I feel like for black people, especially like American black people, like I feel like it's OD inaccurate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like so much. Like it was niggas getting thrown off of boats and shit. Like it's people that like you feel me have been erased.
Yeah.
So and with all like the colonization and stuff like that, it's hard to actually know like.
Yeah, like the
your
data is
rooting.
not accurate.
Yeah, it's
right?
not. It's not very accurate.
Yeah,
So
even
it's
with
like,
history, like in general,
Yeah.
there's a lot of shit that's like different based on like which country you're studying in.
Yeah.
And like it's like portrayed a certain way so that like your country looks better. So like
Yeah.
at this point I'm just like, yo, like fuck history, like why do we even learn this shit? It's
Nah,
all, like,
real
skewed,
shit.
you know?
Yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, I don't know what my nationality is. Do you know who Lancey Foe is?
Lancey Foe?
Yeah, the artist. Okay.
From where's he from?
He's from the UK,
Okay.
but he's African and British,
Okay.
but like
Is he like
over.
a well known artist?
Yeah.
Like Skepta?
Hey, he's on that tape actually.
Oh sick.
Yeah, he's the only feature on it.
Shit.
But
like is he like connected with like Skepta and like
yeah.
oh shit, no way,
Yeah,
okay. And like Dave and all them? That's dope.
But cause over in England, you feel me? Cause it's a lot of like African people who like are tapped in with their roots. They know how to like, you feel me? Look at different types of black people and like tell kind of like where you're from.
Yeah.
So like when we was talking, he was telling me I look like I'm like West African, like somewhere in West Africa. So,
Shit, that's your only like reference point?
that's my only reference point, bro. Like,
okay.
but he said like I look like I'm West African, so
Yeah. But it's true, I was gonna say like 23andMe, but like that's facts. Like you actually don't know.
Yeah, it's
if
like
it's legit or not.
it could tell me I'm like 43% Ethiopian or some shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
to be cap. Yeah.
They're just trying to get our data. Like,
Nah, real
it's too
shit.
sketch. But what about so your name is Zan?
Sand.
San. Okay.
Yeah, so like Sam with an N, or like sand at the beach with no D.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? Was that like
It's my
the first
initials.
version? Oh, okay. So was that like the first version of your artist name, or did you like change it over time?
Well, when I first came up with my name, because it was just my initials, I liked how it looked. You know what I mean? Like I wrote it down and it looked cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I came up with Sam before I was even rapping. You feel me? Because I knew no matter what I was finna do, I was gonna have like an alias. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I needed something that like stuck. So I've been calling myself Sam since before I was rapping. But I used to like, when I first came up with it, it was T-Sam, but like it looked cool, but I didn't, T-Sam didn't come out,
sound,
you know, it didn't
yeah.
sound far to me. So then I was like, ooh, the T in Tsunami is silent. I'm gonna just make that bitch silent.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, when I tell people that got a cool little ring to it. So I
Yeah,
made
that's
Sam.
fire.
Yeah, so that's how that came about. It's just my initials though. My name is Troy Stefan Anthony Norton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. You always thought you were gonna have an alias. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I'm in marketing, so like I'm thinking about it as like you already like saw yourself as like a brand
Yeah.
when you were younger. Like, was there a reason for that? Like, did you? Because you didn't know if it was like music or basketball or whatever, and like you just knew that
I knew that I wasn't gonna fucking work. Like, that's what I knew. You feel me? So it's like, I know no matter what, like I've always been fascinated with like. Before I knew what I wanted to do, I knew that I wanted to be able, like, be somebody that people could look up to, type shit. Cause I've always known how special I was. Like, I haven't always known like what was like necessarily special about me, but I always knew I was like very special.
It was like a feeling.
Yeah, like I've always known that like I'm kind of like a light in the world type shit. You know what I mean? So I've known like, I don't know. Before I knew what I wanted to do, I knew I wanted to be somebody that people can look up to. Cause I feel like people like need somebody like me to like look up to. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of like,
do you like
fucked up people and shit like that people be looking up to and like making role models.
Yeah, and you could do you could be a way better like option for that. But do you ever do like manifestation type stuff and like visualize things?
Bro, I've been practicing manifestation since I was like 7 years old, bro. Like 7 years old. I swear to God.
Like, did you know what it was at that time, or were you
yeah, my mom. So what's the movie called? Oh, fuck. My mom made me watch this movie. Maybe it was called. I think it was called The Law of Attraction. Yeah, I think that's what it was called. But she made me watch.
Documentary, right?
Huh?
It's like a documentary.
Yeah. So she made me watch The Law of Attraction when I was like 7 or 8.
It was called The Secret.
Yeah, The Secret.
Yeah.
So I watched that when I was like 8 years old, I want to say. And then in my room, I had like these stickers like on the wall. You know how like parents will put like words on the wall, whatever.
Yeah.
Like on my wall, right next to my bed, it said like think it, see it, dream it, and then like some shit like that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So like, since I was a kid, that's always been like how I've thought. You know what I mean?
It's
just like,
you're actually lucky because like you're like ingrained in that.
My mom is like, instinct. Bro, my mom is amazing. Like,
that's
sick,
mom,
bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Like the fact that she put that in you like at that age.
Yeah,
like,
she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, and like that's gonna be stuck with you
forever.
Like, naturally, it's gonna be like a natural.
It's an instinct.
So I wanted to ask you about like your most recent one. Was it Till Death?
Yeah, Till the Death of Me.
Till the Death of Me, my
bad.
Good. I was a kid.
Yeah, it's a little mouthful.
But why did you decide to do like a full ass like project? Yeah.
So I was signed with Columbia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I signed with Columbia in 2020.
Okay.
Or beginning of 2020. And like I signed with them for one project, but I'm not a big artist yet, you know what I mean? So they wanted to drop like an EP before we got to the project to like build up hype for it. And like unfortunately for like different reasons, you know what I mean, COVID and all this other shit, you feel me? I never actually got to drop the tapes and like the music that I was working on when I was with them. And me and Columbia split ways like last November 2021, last year.
Shit.
So you feel me? I was with them for like 2 years and I didn't drop anything. So it's like, I didn't drop anything, but I didn't get to drop the project. You know what I mean? What I was building up for.
You didn't really have control over like what was going on.
Yeah, like actually I didn't have control, but I don't want to say it like that. Like,
but like, do you see there's like for artists, like do you see like artists having benefits in being signed to like labels like this?
Yes. Like, if you want to be, it just depends like what artist you are, but if you want to be a certain tier artist, like you're gonna need a label. You feel me? Like no doubt.
Yeah,
it's like you're gonna need a label.
But like, what about like people like Russ and like people who like artists who've like created their own audience online?
I mean, artists like Russ is like the only artist like Russ. So it's just like, you feel me? Like applaud to him. You feel me? That's what makes him him. But like that shit is not realistic, bro. Like that's very hard to do. You know what I mean? So it's just like 9 times out of 10, bro, like depending on, and another thing, bro, that I'll say about even like the most successful independent people, bro, is like nobody is really independent. You know what I mean? Like you cannot sign to a major, but it's like niggas get help from like,
you have a team
you feel me?
around you.
Like there's all types of different places where there's label services, but there's not labels. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but I would say, like there's definitely benefits to being with a label. I just feel like it's all about knowing like your situation, like knowing where you're at, like knowing when you need them. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people be excited to like jump into a label situation and shit. And it's like in music, bro, it's really important to like crawl before you walk. You know what I mean?
You gotta like set your boundaries too. And, like not. Like,
you gotta like set your pace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Set your pace, like build your foundation. Like I signed before I even had like my foundation fully built. You know what I mean? So it's like, and being in that big machine while I'm still trying to build my foundation, you feel me? It wasn't no one's fault, but yeah, for sure.
But did
like,
you like see some shit that like allowed you to like learn stuff?
learned so much, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm 21 years old. Like I'm like I feel like a veteran in the game already type shit. But like I'm still so young. I'm still so like early in my journey. But it don't be feeling like it.
Yeah. But what like after Columbia you left them? Like what happened after that?
I just been independent since.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's why I dropped a 22 song long project is because like I just wanted to like I hadn't been dropping as much music as I wanted to be dropping. Like, bro, I have thousands of songs, you know what I mean? And I only dropped like maybe five songs with Columbia, bro. So it's just like I just wanted to flood,
at least
bro.
like you're keen on like you want to drop them, you know? Like I know a lot of artists that just hold on to shit because like
I've been that artist, but I'm not that artist no more, bro. Like the reason I was that artist is because a lot of times I would just make shit and then like I would love it and then I would make another song like the same day or like the next day and it would be better in my opinion than the other one. So I stopped liking the other song, so I don't want to put it out anymore. Or I'll make a song and I really fuck with it and I'm like, nah, like I gotta do X, Y, and Z because this song gotta do like X, Y, and Z, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not really like on that no more because I've just realized that like, you feel me, humbly that everything I make really be hard. So it's just like, but it's no need to hold shit, bro. Like,
do you feel like you have your own style?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like when did you find that?
I feel like.
And are you still in the process of finding it? Like I don't know if you could ever.
The thing is, I know that I'm never going to necessarily. Well, I've already found my sound, but I know I'm never gonna like be the like same artist ever. Like, bro, I can literally play you areas of my music where like I probably sound like a different person. You know what I mean? Just from like puberty and like fucking like all types of shit, bro. So it's just like I feel like I found my sound probably when I dropped this tape with my friend and my producer Manny Larenko called Farewell. I feel like that's when I like really started settling into my sound.
What made you feel that? Was it like the reaction of people who listened to it or like your?
Well, I feel like it was my feelings while I was making it. You feel me? Like that was the first tape that I made that I knew I was like hard, like significantly. Like that's why I named it Farewell, bro. It's because I knew that when I dropped that shit, literally like shit was finna go like this. So that was like when I first like really settled into my sound. But I feel like probably this year though, bro, is when like, cause it's like this is how I feel about my music, bro. I feel like when I first started, I was like this with niggas, and then niggas started doing this, and then I feel like this year I went like this again. You know what I mean? So.
And okay, so like people that listen to your shit, right? So, is it starting off from like your city, like Philadelphia, for example, or like Atlanta? Like, where's your like audience?
My biggest base.
Yeah.
My biggest base is in Philly.
It is in Philly, okay.
Because this is like, Philly is where I came up, you know what I mean? Right. I'm from Atlanta, but I turned into like an adult in Philly, you know what I mean? Like.
Because of your music?
Not because of the music, just because I've been there for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
That's why it's my base, you know what I mean? Like, I've connected with people, like, fucking. I started making music in high school. Like, that's really where my first foundation started, was like, I was the rapper in school, you know what I mean? Like, well, not the rapper, but like, I was like the guy. You know what I mean? So,
do you produce as well?
I don't.
Okay.
I want to get into it. I've tried it. It's just that I have so many friends that are so good at it that it like when I try it, it's kind of discouraging. Only because I know how long they've been producing.
Yeah.
I know how long it took them to get as good as they are. You know what I mean? Just like I know how long it took me to get how good I am now.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like
you rather use that time towards your music.
And like I engineer all my music, which is very time consuming too. Like.
But for ideas, I feel like it's beneficial to know how to produce, right? Like you could like come up with an idea on your own and like bring that to.
I'm gonna learn how to produce.
I was asking about like your fans in Philly because I feel like certain cities they don't really like support like artists because they're like, oh, like I know that guy, like okay, whatever, he's a rapper now, like everybody's a rapper now, you know, like they do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But like I like that like even your friends and your like friends, they'll like come support your shows. That's what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, I feel like that was my initial reaction when I first started rapping. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like now you're a rapper type shit.
Yeah.
But then like slowly but surely, like I was just getting better with that shit, and people was like, nah, like you're really like tough with this shit.
Yeah, and like once you know too,
Yeah.
right? And what about your team? Like, how did you come up with your team? Your like videographer and producers.
I don't necessarily have one videographer.
Do you have like a team around you though that you're always with?
It's really like a 2-man team right now, bro. It's like me
real?
and my manager Logan right now. Yeah, literally.
Are you like controlling your social media and stuff? Okay, so you do that all yourself?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, and my manager Logan, you feel me? He helps me out like with ideas and just like keeping shit together.
Do you have like brainstorm sessions and stuff for like
What like my
for like projects, for example?
Yeah. No, I be like bouncing ideas off of we bounce ideas off of each other. I have like a lot of brainstorm sessions with myself.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
like, how does that go? Like, how does your brainstorm sessions go? Do you have like a pattern for that? Like, do you have, like, a
Not
system?
really. Like I just drive myself crazy in my head, literally,
Yeah.
bro. Like I just ask myself a million questions, like
But
try to figure out like my intentions with shit. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like
okay.
just try to like my brainstorm sessions in my own head just go by like trying to break shit down as much as I can break it down. You know what I mean? So I can come up with like clear ideas. You know what I mean?
It's almost like journaling. Like,
Yeah.
do you journal?
Actually a little bit, not in a physical book, but in my notes.
Like on your phone?
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
in the notes and just type out my thoughts and shit like that.
And then do those thoughts eventually become like lyrics for a project?
No,
No. Okay.
no, I don't really write.
Oh really?
No, I freestyle.
Always?
Yeah, always.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't write.
What's gonna happen when you have like a big body of work?
You said a
could
what?
just- Like a big body of work, you could just remember all that shit. Like my memory's horrible.
Yeah, like I know all these fucking words, and then like I type them. Like after I drop it, like after I drop a song, or not after I drop it, but before I drop it, like I'll type out the lyrics for the song. Feel me? Because I know what the fuck I said. Like
Yeah. But it like when you're performing, it changes like every performance, right?
But it's like that's what rehearsal and shit like that is for. You feel me? Like some of the songs I don't be knowing the words for, but like you rehearse it like fucking 50 times, like you gonna remember the words. You know what I mean?
Do you do that too? You have like, do you see yourself as like obviously you see yourself as a performer, but like do you plan ahead on like how you want to be seen, like on stage and
Yeah,
etc.?
I just started getting into that habit.
Yeah.
Like performing has been weird for me, bro. Like I never really liked performing, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Until like recently, only because it's always been like people don't realize how hard performing is. You know what I mean? Like some people it comes just like second nature, but performing is really like a talent, bro. Like you gotta know how to flow the show, how to control the show, how to you gotta know a lot of different
You're
things.
like a hypnotist. Like everybody just
Literally, bro.
you have
gotta
to get their attention. You know, like
you know. So it's like I've been just the more I've been performing, bro, the more I learn. Like every single time I perform, I just learn from it, and I like watch other people whose performances I like and just break them down, like break down what they're doing and what works and why it worked and shit like that.
Yeah.
So you feel me? Now having all the insight I be having, I go into my show shit. Like I could show you what it looks like before I plan a show, bro. Like I'll literally plan everything out. You feel me?
Oh,
Like
for real?
like what I want to say, when I want breaks. You feel me? Like
dope.
I make my own set. You feel me? Like add effects and shit like that. Add like transitions and shit like that. Like
do you like change that depending on the audience and the crowd? Yeah.
yeah, cause you feel me? That's important. Like it depends if you're about to perform in front of people that know you, or if you're about to perform in front of people that don't know you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause it's just like if people
first
don't know
impression.
you might as well cut songs really short because it don't matter. Like you shouldn't. You know what I mean? It's just different things I've been learning, bro.
That's it.
Yeah.
So for Montreal specifically, did you plan the show in a certain way? Okay. And because it's a new audience, I guess.
Yeah, it's a new audience, so.
What do you think about like the Montreal scene? Well, it's your first time here. You've only been here for a few days, but like so far, like, what do you think about like the artists from the city? And,
I fuck with the artists, bro. It's a dude named Trap. I just made a song with before I came here. Actually, that's what I was just doing. We was just
Okay.
making music.
Yeah.
He performed last night. He was like first. He
Okay.
performed first with.
I pulled up around like 9:30.
Oh, where? Okay. I want to say that's when they started performing.
Okay.
It was
okay.
those two guys that were on stage at first.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sick.
And what was the other guy's name? His name is Josh. His name is Josh, but fuck Josh. It was fuck Josh and him.
For a second, I thought you just said fuck Josh.
No,
I was
not
like,
fuck
shit.
Josh. His name is fuck Josh. It was fuck Josh and Trap. Me and Trap just made a song.
Okay.
Yeah, but I fuck with them. Like they're hard. Fucking Nate is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hard. You feel me? Really talented.
Nate's like probably like the first artist I've seen where like the city is like
Excited for him.
Montrealers are actually
Like, behind
supporting him. Yeah, that used to
That's
never
what they were
happen.
telling me.
Yeah.
Like he's like the first one really like coming out of here.
Mm-hmm. And like the other shit is like these artists have to leave the city and
Yeah.
like do shit in LA and like in the States, and then they get like credibility there, and then when they come back it's like, oh okay, like
Yeah.
sick, you know, like
I mean, honestly, that's a lot of places, bro.
yeah.
Like
Okay.
I'll be honest, a big reason that I be feeling like, you feel me, and like I hope no one shoot me for saying this, but even in Philly, bro, I be feeling like a big reason that people were like fucked with me so heavy and like pushed me so heavy initially is because I wasn't from there.
Because you're from Atlanta, yeah.
And I was just like, you feel me, I was different, but also like I wasn't from there. So it's just like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes you have to go somewhere else to actually get appreciated a lot of times. You
and
know
like
what
people
I mean?
see you're like in LA and
Yeah.
like, oh shit, like he's doing things, you know.
You feel me? Like everywhere I go that's not home, like it's weird. Like obviously I have like the most support back at home, but like the amount of like love, you feel me, that I get is different when you go other places. Like it's different.
Yeah, but I get that too. I guess like a smaller city or like a tighter city is like everybody kind of knows each other.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be like fangirling like in front
Yeah.
of like an artist that like your friend probably knows personally.
Yeah.
But and Montreal is like a really small city, so like I think that's like one of the reasons. But I also think it's kind of stupid because like we kind of just like hinder our growth.
Yeah.
You know, we could be a lot bigger and a lot like more talent could be known
Yeah.
if people just support each other. you
Yeah.
know?
I feel like that's like a universal theme, like pretty much like most places.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
there's,
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
There's like rare places, you feel me, where like the culture is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like New York or like Atlanta or some shit like that.
So you're saying home, so you consider Philly your home?
I consider Atlanta and Philly my home.
Okay. Have you been
Equally.
back to Atlanta?
Hmm?
Have you been back to Atlanta?
I'm finna go back to Atlanta. I was supposed to be there now, but I had a show, so I'm didn't
Right.
go. Yeah, but I'm gonna go back to Atlanta like December 10th.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go stay there probably for like the rest of the year. Go spend the holidays with my family.
long term though, like where do you see, like do you see yourself in Atlanta and Philly, or do you have like a vision
Bro,
of somewhere else?
I'm gonna be honest. I see myself like doing my whole career and like going up and shit like that, getting rich, and like probably by the time I'm 28, bro, I'm probably gonna leave the States, honestly. Like, there's not really anywhere in the States that I wanna like live anymore,
Okay.
bro. Like I already lived in Atlanta, love Atlanta, but it's like, cool. You feel me? Love Philly, but I don't wanna live there. Like I don't wanna like raise kids there and shit like that. LA, fucking like LA is cool, but terrible place
Yeah,
actually.
you can't
Like
have kids
would
in
never
there.
like, you know what I mean? Miami, like wouldn't raise kids
Yeah.
there. Like New York, wouldn't raise kids there.
Yeah.
Well, I would.
I mean, New York is like kind of different.
I like New York.
Yeah.
I always tell people I wish I grew up in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really mean that, cause like New York is cool as fuck. Like there's so much culture and like just
Yeah.
shit to be exposed to growing up that I feel like.
I just like the fact that everybody's on their grind at all times.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the culture that New York breeds into people. Like I like that shit.
yeah.
But it's just like so many people stacked on top of people. Like it's just so fucking much going
Yeah.
on. That
You
when you say
breathe.
long term, I can't see myself being somewhere like that long term either. So I don't know. I see myself low key like moving to some other fucking country or some shit. Just
But like
being-
where? Like Europe or?
I don't know.
Southeast
I never
Asia?
been to Europe.
Okay.
I want to go like on a European tour, on an African tour.
Yeah.
You feel me? Just see the world a little bit more, come to more places like this. Like I fucking love Montreal. You feel me? This shit cool. So I just want to see the world first, and I'll figure it out.
Genre wise, have you like looked into like Afro beats? Cause like I know that's like
I got an Afrobeat song.
you do. Okay.
I have two actually,
Okay.
but I have a more recent one.
Okay. So like, how do you feel about that genre and like your style?
I try to make every genre of music.
Okay. So you're just gonna.
See, the thing about me,
would you do like EDM and shit?
I have EDM music.
Okay, sick.
I literally like try everything, bro.
Okay.
I have a whole EDM tape actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made it with my step cousin Keith Lawson.
Is he like a producer?
No, he's an artist too. He's like a big like EDM like DJ and shit. Like he be DJing big ass festivals and shit like that.
Where? In the States?
Nah, not in the States. Like in like Central America and shit like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So he produced that shit.
Oh, sick.
So yeah, that shit is hard.
Yeah.
But literally, bro, try to make every type of music. Only thing I haven't tried is like country music. Like I never made any country music.
Do you think you would do it if you had the opportunity?
Yeah. I mean, I always had the opportunity because I could just record myself whenever.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's just like country music is probably the least interesting music category to me, you feel me? Like, but shit, like, bro, I would do it. Like, it'd probably be fun. I never did it before. Like, that's why I make music, is to have fun with it.
Yeah.
So
I want to go back to your kind of like your, you know how you plan your presence on stage and stuff. So like marketing wise, like, do you think in a marketing sense and like how you want to like release a project before you make the project, or do you figure that out afterwards?
No, I feel like I used to not think about shit like that, and like now shit, especially like having been with like a label and shit like that, like now I've learned how to like plan, like, you feel me, like plan aspects of like tapes out like that, like planning my rollout out, planning like, you feel me, just figuring out like who my audience is and how like I want them to like view me, or like how I want to be captured, you know what I mean? Like how I need to be seen, like what people can relate to, and like that shit like that, you know what I mean? Just like, but honestly, I'm still learning marketing too. Like I feel like if I was better at marketing myself, I would already be like.
Yeah, but all it takes is you just gotta start thinking that way, and you start learning shit automatically.
Exactly.
But okay, sick. The other thing I want to ask was like, with music, you like, I feel like you have a higher purpose, right? You said you want people to like look up to you and stuff. So if you get to that like world where like you have that power, for example, like what's kind of how do you see yourself like using that and like benefiting from it?
Like, I'll be honest with you, bro. I don't have a like clear-cut answer to that question, but it's just like I just know who I am, bro. Like always, like no matter who I've ever like everyone I've always been around, I'm a light in everyone's life who I'm around. You know what I mean? Like whether I'm like someone's battery pack, someone's like inspiration, like somebody's like the person that someone always has a smile on their face, you feel me? Like the person that always picks somebody up, the person someone can always count on. Like I'm just always like, I've always been like that like person. So it's like, I don't necessarily know exactly like when I get to that point what I'm gonna do, but I do know that I'm like one of the most genuine people that I know.
And I'm into astrology?
Yeah.
What's your,
I'm a Gemini.
You're a Gemini.
Yeah, my birthday is June 19th.
Yeah, no, I always find that interesting because like it is crazy how like on point some shit could be, you know?
No, it's pretty on point. Like you gotta be careful because like some people get like on point and very broad confused. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
Like a lot of people will look into like astrology and read shit and they're like, wow, like this is really me, but like nigga, it's really like everybody. You know what I mean? Like it'll be like you're a person who goes through a lot of adversity, but no matter what, you always try to push through it. Like, bro, that's everyone. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that is just like, bro, it's not accurate. Like, it's broad. Shit like, I will say, shit like CoStar and like apps like that, like those apps are weird. Like, they be on point. Cause it be about like, again, you gotta watch out for the broad shit cause everyone goes through stuff, but it's just weird, bro. Like a lot of times, like you could be at a low point and it'll say some shit about like, yeah, right now is like the worst time of your life. Like it'll say some weird shit like that,
actually
bro.
Happens to me. Like as soon as I moved out, I lost my job.
Yeah.
And like everything was like so sketchy. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like I don't have a job. And then my friend, she was like super into that. She sent me like a thing and it was literally like, oh, like a Pisces, right now is going through this shit.
Yeah.
Like it's about to turn around. At that time, I was just like, yo, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like,
Nah, that shit be weird like that.
Yeah.
I have a song with Uzi that we made like 2-3 years ago, but the night that I made the song, like before it happened, like before we even started talking and shit, my manager's girlfriend had did like she pulled a tarot card and shit, and the card that she read said, she was just like, your wildest dreams are about to come true or some shit like that, literally.
No way.
Yeah, swear to God. And then like 30 minutes later, I had a song with Uzi. Like that shit was weird.
How did that happen? How'd you connect with Uzi?
Like I don't know how to tell this story. Like I always like overtell it.
It's a podcast, bro.
True. I did a show with an artist named Key, and he had came to Philly, so I was like opening up for him. And him and Uzi are cool, whatever. And Philly is Uzi hometown, whatever. And mind you, this is like before he had dropped like Eternal Taking shit. So this is when there's all that hype for like his shit to drop, like all his shit is leaking and all of this, blah blah blah. And like during my sound check, like 4 of his cars, cause all his cars have like cool paint jobs on them and shit. You feel me? And he used to have like matching like olive green cars with all these different like paint jobs on them and shit. So like 4 of them had rolled past the venue while I was sound checking and shit. So I knew that was like him and his friends and shit, whatever. Like he had his homies driving his cars over to the studio, and he parked all of them in the parking lot and shit.
Why would he pull up with all his cars?
He pulled up with his niggas, and he had them driving his other cars.
Yeah. That's it.
So I already knew. So the venue was called Voltage Lounge, and it was connected to a studio called Milk Boy, and so needless to say, I knew he was over at Milk Boy because all his cars are outside, whatever. So and Milk Boy and Voltage are connected through like through the back way, whatever, through like the backstage. Yeah. So fast forward, whatever, like I performed, rocked that shit out, whatever. Like Key came out and dapped me up, and then when Key was performing, like I was backstage. You feel me? Like actually not even backstage. Like I was really on stage with them niggas, but kind of in the back a little bit. But like Uzi was like right in front of me. You feel me? He was backstage. And after Key finished performing, like the back area I was telling you about that's connected to the studio, we all went back there or whatever. And then me and my friend, I can't remember his name right now, but his dad owns a room in Milk Boy, the C room. And me and him had, he was my plot, you feel me, to get over to the studio, whatever. Yeah. So me and him walked over to Voltage, whatever, through the back. And while we were waiting for the elevator, Uzi walked over. And this other artist named So Icy Jordan, Young Jordan. And that's when I met them, you feel me? Like said, what's up, whatever. And like, niggas wasn't really talking, but niggas just said like, what's up, all that. And we were all on the elevator together. They went inside the studio. They went in the A room, we went in the C room. And then whole time now, like when he was in the A room, you feel me? I'm just like, fuck, like
it's right there.
It's over. Like it's right there, but damn, he not coming out that bitch. You know what I mean? But you feel me? Eventually, I was chilling up there. Like my friends made it up there, and we were in like kind of like the lobby of the studio, and like it was like it's an Xbox in Milk Boy, or at least it used to be, whatever. So we were all in like the living room of the studio playing the game. I wasn't playing the game yet, but his friends was out there playing the game and shit, like playing Apex and shit. Yeah. And then Uzi had came from out the A room and shit, and you feel me? He started like making fun of his friend, calling his friend ass, whatever. He sat on the couch, started watching the game, and they started talking about 2K. 2K, that's my game. Like, that's the game I'm the best at, whatever. So as soon as they started talking about 2K, I hopped in the conversation, you know what I mean? Whatever, and I was just like, bro, I got next, you know what I mean? Because they started playing 2K, so I'm like, I got next. And the whole time I was just praying that Uzi won so I could play him and shit. And he ended up like whooping his homie ass. So then we started playing, you feel me? And we like going back and forth, like talking shit the whole game, whatever. And it was a tie game with like 1 second left, whatever. And I was like, I had the ball and I threw an alley-oop from the sideline. Beat him by 2 points off a alley-oop buzzer beat or whatever. So he's just like, wow, blah, blah. So after that, you feel me, he was just like chopping it up. He asked me if I wanted to smoke. I had his homie like bring me an L and all that. And we was just like chilling. And then I started like watching my like footage from my performance. You feel me? Trying to figure out how to tell this thing I'm an artist without being Joe about it. You feel me? Without being like super fanboy about it. So I just started watching myself performing. He was like, oh, that's you performing? I was like, yeah. And he was like, you want to come hear some of my unreleased music? I was like, let's go. You feel me? I'm like, let's go. Here it go, bro. You feel me? So niggas went in there, he started playing me music, and then I asked him if I could play him some of my shit. Played him a song called Bad Dad. He asked me if I wanted him to get on it, and I was like, yeah. But actually, I have a song that I already like made open for you. This is the craziest part about the story is that I made the open that he got on like 6 months before, and I was saved it the whole time for him. And literally the night of the show, bro, my manager Logan, like we were listening to it, and he's like, bro, who are you gonna put on this? Like, you should put your homie Ja on it. I'm like, yeah, like Ja will float this bitch, blah, blah, blah. Like I need Uzi on it. Like I need to figure out, like I don't know how I'm gonna get him on it, but I need to get him on it, bro. And this shit all happened same night. And I told you about the tarot card reading and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it was just weird, bro. Like that was probably like a top 2 weirdest like night of my life. How shit just like aligned.
Yeah.
Like when he was recording the verse, I was like in the studio, like texting my girl, and I was just like looking down the whole time and like all type shit. Like this is just weird, bro.
Yeah, it's like, yo, is this a simulation? What the fuck's going on?
Then he hit me up 2 days later. He found my Instagram, got my number.
He like,
Yeah, he found me, asked me for my number, and then like had me pull up to the studio like 3 more times. And that was like the last time I spoke to him.
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of songs that happen like that where like people are just chilling and then it just happens like organically.
That's how it's supposed to happen though, bro.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because then you have that like that chemistry, you know.
Yeah, but nah, crazy story, bro. That shit was crazy. Like that was cool. Like especially early on in my career, you know what I mean. Like that was like the first cool thing that happened to me. You know what I
So
mean?
you're what, like 2 years deep in this?
Really like Lowkey. 2019, 2020, 2021.
Oh, like right before COVID too, huh?
Yeah, so I'm about to go into like my 4th year in this shit.
Oh
for
shit,
real, for real.
okay.
Technically 5 because I made my first song in 2018, but I don't count that. Like I wasn't even good at rapping yet.
Yeah.
It was just like a passion.
Do you like feel the need to have like a character and like be like an entertainer as well as a musician?
It's necessary.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like honestly, like bro, the state that the music industry right now is in is so trash. Like it's fucked up. Like it's fucked up where shit is at. But it is what it is. Like, and like the reality is like, bro, like great music will always be great music, but that's not what makes money anymore. You know what I mean? Like honestly, hit songs don't even exist how they used to exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about entertainment. Like it's an entertainment industry. You know what I mean? Everything that goes viral and shit, it's not going viral because of how good it is. It's going viral because of like, it might make somebody laugh, or it might make a bunch of people dance. It might make some girls twerk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It might grab your attention.
It might grab your attention,
Yeah.
but it's not just because like, oh my God, this is just an amazing song. So like, you know what I mean? Like that's not really why shit gets big anymore. So to answer your question, like, I wish I didn't have to feel the need to like, you feel me, figure out some fucking character to be or like figure out how to be entertaining. But like in this shit you do. I just feel like it's about finding like the balance. You know what I mean? Like for me, I've realized that naturally, bro, like I'm just a cool nigga. So I feel as though I don't have to try to be like entertaining. Like I feel like I've always been an entertaining person to be around. Like you just gotta figure out how to show yourself to the world type shit. Like,
yeah, and just be comfortable in front of camera. But that's so true because like I feel like art is like changing now.
Yeah.
Because even when it comes to like video editing, like my job is to make the video entertaining within the first 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Because then people are gonna drop off.
Yeah.
Because like they're in like a zombie state of mind, just like
just scrolling through
you know?
shit. Yeah, you gotta grab someone's attention like that, bro.
Yeah, which is like I feel like that's just like overall fucking up the art.
Yeah, it is. That's why like that's the whole fucking thing with TikTok. Like TikTok is cool and all. Like I love what TikTok has done for like, you know, the independent artists and shit like that. But it's also just like slowly just making music so ass, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's just making this shit so trash.
Do you like? I know it sucks, but like, do you think of TikTok trending songs when you make music? You're like, oh,
I
this could be like a
have
hook.
before, but again, like similar to like what I was just talking about like the entertainment aspect. I kind of think about that with my music too. Like I'm not gonna try to force something to fucking like be something catchy
Trendy,
or viral
like
or trendy
catchy.
or whatever. I'm just gonna figure out how to like do it my way. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna try to be trendy. I'm just gonna make my music, and if something's cool, then it's cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna try to be entertaining. I'm just gonna be myself, and if it's entertaining, it's entertaining. Like Or I don't know,
I was
but
just
it's
asking
like I'll
'cause
just never cheese myself out, bro. Like I'll
Yeah.
never make no fucking corny shit that doesn't resonate with me for the
Yeah.
sake of like, you know what I mean? Like I'm cool at that.
Yeah, but it's interesting because like there's also the world where like people also respect you because they're like, oh, he's like thinking in a marketing way, and then there's like a level of respect for that. But it does
That's
you
cool,
have to
no?
like it's like art versus like the corporate shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I feel like it's just depends for who you are, bro. Like what you make music for, like what you're in
Why
this
you
shit
do
for,
it.
like why you do it, how you want cause my whole thing is bro, I'm trying to like really like build a fucking legacy, you know what I mean? Like I take myself serious, you know what I mean? So it's like the way that I put myself out is important to me. The way that like people perceive me is important to me. Like what people get from me is important to me. So I'm not gonna sell that out. Like to me, that's like selling your soul. Like when you just start doing whatever the fuck so that you have people's attention and shit.
yeah.
But at the same time, bro, like it's cool to do. It's also cool, like if you do it in a smart way, bro. It's okay to do like some shit just to grab people's attention and then like steer their attention to where you want it to
bring them
be.
somewhere else, yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'll never just be fucking like cornball, bro. Like never.
Of course, yeah. Feature wise, like what's like a dream feature, or like what's a feature that you're manifesting right now?
I want to make music with Cardi. I want to make music with. It's like I gotta bite my tongue now because I was about to say Kanye West, but he's going crazy right now.
But yo, yeah, he's going crazy, but everybody's talking about him.
Perfect example of what we're talking about, bro.
Yeah.
Like, not cool.
I know.
You know what I mean? Not cool, bro.
Yeah.
But fuck it, like Kanye West, you know what I mean? Shit. The thing about Kanye, bro, is like I understand what he's doing. It's still not right to me. Like he's not. The shit that he's doing isn't like as bad as like he's getting slammed for, but it might as well be because he's doing it intentionally. Like you're saying things a certain type way so that dumbass people like that don't understand what you're saying and don't like fact check it.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't even say gaslighting, bro, because gaslighting is like when you're doing something. Well, actually, he is gaslighting.
He's gaslighting, but
because he's not saying, he's trolling and
Yeah.
he's not saying what he's actually doing. He's just letting people react however they want. So yeah, he is gaslighting people, but yeah, that is actually exactly what he's doing. So that's why it's fucked up. That's exactly why it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, regardless, bro, you know what you're doing. Like, so
But I
don't
mean,
know.
in like a world where like there's so many creators and so many people like doing shit,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the kind of shit you have to do, or like like Andrew Tate type shit. Like
Yeah.
that's what you gotta do for like you to stick out and like people to talk about you.
No, it's true, bro. You know what I mean?
But
It's
at the same
definitely-
time, like everybody in the world who sees you that way is gonna just assume that's you when they see you. So like there's that like
I feel like there's just a million different ways to stand out.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just gotta find how you want to stand out. Like you have to figure out some type of wow factor, some type of shock factor, some type of whatever the fuck. Like you gotta figure it out because that's what gets people's attention. The same way like when you make your videos, you gotta figure out what's gonna make somebody laugh or what's gonna make somebody like, huh? Or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? So like you gotta figure that out, but you just gotta figure it out in your own way, bro. Kanye
100%.
decides to be like an asshole when he wants to get people's attention and shit. You know what I mean? That's how he does it.
100%. And when you're saying like Cardi B and Kanye, like are you?
No,
already,
not
like,
Cardi B, Playboy Cardi.
Oh,
But Playboy Cardi, like Kanye West, Lil Wayne, Tame Impala, Frank Ocean, Chris Brown, Travis Scott, Drake.
Tame Impala is sick.
Yeah, Tame Impala, that would be crazy. Fucking James Blake. I've been talking about that a lot recently. Like, I really want to make music with James Blake. Fucking Mike Dean. Yeah, I had his number at one point.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I got his because he was outside, like, with me and my step-cousin-in-law that I was telling you about. We were driving back from the studio. It was like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And Mike was out there, like, going to get his mail. And Law was like, bro, there go Mike. Like, should we, like, say what's up? And we just pulled up on him, like, yeah, what's up, Mike? Like, we just wanted to say what's up. Like, we're neighbors, you know what I mean? Like, on some neighbor shit. Got his number, but he never, like, texted niggas back when we texted him.
Yeah.
So, but it was still cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
Still, like, a cool little flex.
So you're already like visualizing like these like sounds. When you're saying Tame Impala, you're like thinking of a certain song. When you're saying Cardi, you're thinking of a certain song. So you already like, it's almost like you already have like, like I feel like you just have like a really open-minded like world of like what kind of style you want to do.
I do, bro. I feel like I'm one of those genre bending artists.
That's what I feel like. That's what you have to be now, though. You can't just be like.
I don't feel like you have to be that actually. Like, actually knowing like your exact niche and mastering it and claiming it, like that's honestly a very good way to go.
Yeah, but that's not really like innovating though.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. Unless you're innovative with it. You know what I mean? Because, for instance, like a nigga like Cardi, you feel me? He's always kind of did the same thing, but he's just found new ways to do it. You know what I mean? Like, he's always kind of used the same formula, but you figure out new ways to, like, rework it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But, like, someone like me, bro, I'm just, like, I don't know, bro. Maybe it's because I'm, like, a Gemini, like, an air sign and shit, but I just want to, like, just be flowing, bro. Like, I'm just, like, I just love music, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I just want to make music with all the different people that I love, and, like, it doesn't matter what music genre it is. Like, I love all music, so I want to make all types of music. Like, I want to be able to make shit that's, you feel me, songs that's as good as Drake. I want to make songs that's as good as Future, songs that's as good as Chris Brown. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
to leave that legacy behind, you know, and like build that legacy up.
Yeah, bro. Nah, I just want to be like fire at everything. Like, you know how people say like jack of all trades but master in none?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be a jack of all trades and master of all type shit. You know what I mean?
Shit. Yeah.
Type shit.
I like that. I respect that, bro. That's dope.
Yeah.
What's coming up for you? Like, what do you have planned for 2023?
So, I'm dropping a single called Crazy on January 6th. I already got like the video done for it and shit. I'll show you later if you want to see it. But yeah, sure. So I'm dropping that on January 6th. And then after that, so you remember the project I was telling you about earlier, Farewell, like the first one that I dropped. So I'm dropping the follow-up for that next year, Farewell 2. And I'm gonna start like rolling out singles between like January 23rd and like.
Do you see yourself focusing on singles more than like bigger projects like this?
I'm not dropping a big project like this again until I'm like bigger.
Yeah, I feel like it makes more sense to like build that audience with your singles. It does.
Because you can never drop just a fucking throw up of songs like this and they get like what they needed to get. You know what I mean? Individually, like they're not gonna get appreciated. It's gonna piss you off because you put mad work in this shit. Yeah. And like, you know what I mean? It's just like, again, like crawling before you walk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not mad that I put this out like so much because I understand why I did it and like where I was at when I did it, but I just know I'm not gonna do it again. You know what I mean? Like,
because you gotta picture the end consumer or like the listener. Yeah. Like, you would ideally want them to like listen through like the whole thing start to finish, you know?
Yeah, like, that shit is like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, it's hard to listen to the whole thing.
But like I would like whenever there's an album, like that's how I think about it, like start to finish, you know?
Yeah. The one thing I could say about this song, I mean this tape, I mean granted, like everyone has their own taste, but it's just like it's no misses on that shit. That's the thing. But it's still like so long, so it's just like
singles.
Yeah, but nah, next year, I'm dropping Farewell 2. I'm gonna roll out like 3 singles before I drop it. I'll probably drop like the 3rd single, like drop the video and the project like same day type shit.
Sick.
And then after that, I'm gonna start rolling out singles from another tape that I'm gonna drop probably in like March or April, called Please Don't Act Surprised, or Please Don't Act Surprised Now. I don't know which one I want, if I want to take the now out or not. I don't know yet. But
I feel like now, like in my opinion, Please Don't Act Surprised, just like it's like
that's
clear,
it.
you know?
Yeah, that's what my manager said. Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll think about it.
And like it's more like memorable. I feel.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well.
I mean, it's just my opinion. Like,
nah, there you go. No, you're the second person that said that. So.
Okay, sick.
But yeah, so that tape is with my friend Zuko, my friend and producer Zuko. And yeah, that both tapes are gonna be 9 songs long. And then after that, I'm working on another tape right now too. That's more so it'll probably be like a follow up of like this tape. I don't know what I'm gonna name it. I'm thinking about naming it like Seven Heaven. Some shit.
Seven Heaven.
Cause it's like this one is called To the Death of Me, so I want to follow it up.
Oh
with something else.
yeah.
But it's like Seven Heaven is like it represents like perfection and shit like that. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm just perfecting my craft. So it's like.
I like that. That's actually sick.
So I'm thinking about naming it like Seven Heaven.
Yeah. It has like a nice ring to it too. Like again, like I feel like for branding reasons, like I don't know, it sucks that like,
I always like, bro, shit has to like, even when I'm picking my like song titles now, bro, you know what I mean? Like, it needs to look cool. Like when you look at it, like it needs to look cool. Like all of that shit matters, bro. It needs to sound nice when it comes out your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I'm just picturing like artwork for that too. It looks sick, you know, Seven Heaven.
Even one like this one, you know what I mean? Like we shot this shit in front of a church, but like I was very particular with like how I wanted this shit. Like I didn't want edited cover art. Like I wanted to take a crazy picture type shit.
Are you like that with your music videos too? You have like an idea and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this.
So when I first started doing my music videos, I let people come up with all the ideas, but the more I shoot videos, like the more hands-on I'm starting to get with it. So I'm still not to the point where I'm like writing my own treatments or shit like that. Just to the point where like I'm like I'll be like I'm still learning how to be a visionary, so I let videographers be their visionary, but I'm like, let's bounce ideas off of each other. Like, you throw out an idea, because one thing I've noticed about myself is I don't always know what I want to do, but I always know what I don't want to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, you say shit and me like cutting out the shit I don't want to do will help me come up with what I do want to do. And then once we bounce ideas off each other, then I can like start seeing my vision.
Yeah, it's that brainstorm process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how I come up with my videos now. And then like when we're like shooting a video and directing it, like I'll just fucking, if I have like an idea or some shit, like I'll just tell them.
You'd be like, yo, let's try this.
You feel me? Tell them my vision.
Yeah.
Or like, it's different shit, bro.
Oh, yeah, I've seen some of your music videos. They're fire.
Nah, thank you. Now I'm gonna show you the next one. I'm gonna drop that shit.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see
fire.
that. Bro, appreciate you coming here.
Nah, I appreciate you having me, bro.
You're the first person in my new studio setup.
Congratulations to me. It's very lovely.
Very cozy. You know?
Yeah, nah, fuck with it.
But yeah, bro, you're welcome to Montreal anytime.
For
Hit
sure.
me up if you're here.
Yeah, nah, next time I'm in Montreal, I'll stop by.
For sure, bro. I'm just happy you like the city, and like I said, there's like a lot of creative people here, and it'll be dope.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see like your trajectory too.
Nah, I appreciate that, brother.
Bro.
My guy.
Y'all niggas bro don't have shit down bad, you can't do mask it. Y'all niggas on that capping shit, just acting away like Brad Pitt. Look at the way I be stretching my money like rubber, this shit is elastic. Yeah, they saying I lucked up. If I got my pole, I'ma just know my brother got one touch. They talk about G gon' say what they say about me, couldn't get one fuck. Yeah, no real no more, can't tell what's what.